Investors need to embrace disruption in the financial services sector. However, South Africa needs to invest in knowledge and apply it where it's necessary to advance economic development. That's according to Advocate Thuli Madonsela. Speaking at the Nedgroup Investment Summit, Madonsela said education is vital in the current economic environment. The annual summit is attended by investment professionals across the country. Their biggest headache is the direction to take in wealth management when investing money on behalf of clients while the economy is in a technical recession and the country's investment rating by rating agencies regarded as junk.
The viability of the investment environment as it pertains to South Africa is obviously that we're challenged on many fronts. In today's conference, we hope to cover all of those. So they could be anything from the economic growth in South Africa, politics, the government of the day, and of course global influences on the market. So there's many aspects that we have to consider for our investments. I guess the big message we would put there is ignore a lot of the noise that comes from disruption and what you read in the media every day. And the good old principle of just staying in the markets for the long term should hopefully always end up in a positive result for one's savings.
Investors are cautioned not to be complacent when there are various industry disruptive innovations, just like Uber, which has taken the taxi industry by storm.
There's many lenses you need to look through to understand that. So of course we look at the economical side and we look at South Africa. We look at the limited amount of growth we can see, and obviously try and understand the disruptions there and things and blockages that can come out of the system. I think in terms of technology, obviously people are looking there also to see how it's going to impact their businesses and of course how they can make sure they're prepared for it. Again, in the South African context, we've been limited in the experience of disruption, certainly in financial services. So I think very relevant for people who are considering what in financial services will be disrupted in the same way that the taxi service was disrupted by Uber.
In an exclusive interview with the SABC, Advocate Thuli Madonsela believes that South Africans should invest in education so that they can be able to apply knowledge in enhancing economic development. She is a current fellow at Harvard University.
If I could, I would send as many South Africans to Harvard as possible around gaining the kind of knowledge that can immediately be applied to improve our conditions in terms of industry, in terms of governance and all areas of life, including social entrepreneurship.
Advocate Madonsela is challenging investors to have the audacity to invest in what they believe in for a long haul.
Mostly I'm asking investors to invest in the South African project. Yes, we've hit a couple of difficulties, but we can invest in pulling ourselves out of that.
It's hoped after this summit that these top investors will be upbeat about the country's economic outlook and contributing in getting South Africa out of the current junk status. All right, that's our business for